Okay, Islam greetings and welcome to Talk Moorish to Me, aka my brother's keeper, aka Meet Me at Allah. I am Sister Zahra Bay of CalifaMedia.com and thepurplepaperclip.com. And with me are brother Abir Chanan L of 43rdbooks.com and brother Sarush L of madebysarush.com. This is our 13th weekly chat discussing Moorish Consortium or the lack thereof through the lens of Moorish science, including astrology, history, and Moorish literature. To those joining us and to those who will enjoy this at a later date, again, welcome and gratitude for your interest and attention. All right. Did anybody have anything they wanted to share? If not, I'm always ready.
I don't. This evening, Islam, everyone.
Okay.
I don't
No, I
have
don't
anything
either.
to.
I'm still trying to figure out what's up with this clicking.
Oh, I hear it on your when you took it off mute. I heard it. I don't know what's going on with that.
Is that me?
No, it's
Oh,
on here. I don't hear it on my end, but I heard it when Sarush took his stuff off mute. I heard it when he was talking. All right. But okay. The passage I selected. I actually been reading the Gene Keys. All right, very good book. And I'm going to read from part two. It's just the first little paragraph. The 64 Keys, a book that talks to your DNA. Okay. It says the age of synthesis. As the great as the great change gradually dawns within humanity, much that we might now take for granted in the world will be transformed. One of the greatest shifts currently taking place in the human sphere is in the role of science. For hundreds of years now, science has been founded upon the left brain approach of observing nature objectively and making logical assumptions based upon empirical evidence. However, given that the new human being, Homo sanctus, will no longer operate primarily from mental awareness, a whole new way of seeing the world will emerge. In fact, it will no longer be possible to observe life without being life. To a fixed modern logical mind, this is not an easy thing to understand. A fundamental change is coming in our to our brain structure, and even today we see its early manifestations. We are entering the age of synthesis. True synthesis can only come about when the left and right hemispheres of the human brain are in balance. This means that a new kind of thinking is emerging in humanity. It is really not thinking at all, but knowing. For example, as you read the words in this book, there may be insights within it that you simply know to be true right to the core of your being. This kind of intuitive knowing becomes stronger and more consistent as your life becomes more harmonious. What is occurring is that you are tapping into a fundamental holographic pattern found throughout the universe. The same geometry found in your genes is also found in vast wheeling galaxies. As the great change moves through your DNA, it begins to realign every aspect of your life, bringing you gradually into harmony with these omnipresent universal patterns. The 64 gene keys herald this new approach to truth since they are the core archetypes found in every conceivable aspect of our universe. The 64-bit matrix is integral to physics, biology, music, geometry, architecture, computer programming, and most fields of human research and endeavor. They found the they formed the foundational tetrahedral structure underlying space-time itself. It is therefore no wonder that they continue to be discovered at the core of all natural systems. As we shall see, our very DNA is based on this same 64-fold geometry, making us a holographic microcosm of the entire cosmos. Many of the great ancient civilizations and wisdom traditions, including the Vedic, Egyptian, Mayan, and Chinese, encoded this mathematical structure into their art, cosmology, and science. Wherever we look, From the structure of our cells to the rhythm and movement of the celestial bodies, we see the same fractal patterns, endlessly repeating themselves in ever more unique shapes and forms. And it says the Jin I Ching. One of the best known systems based on this grid of 64 is the Chinese I Ching, the Book of Changes. This extraordinary system, whose mysterious roots date back thousands of years, is one of the major inspirations for the Jin Keys. Generations of sages and lay people have used the I Ching as an auricular tool to help them make clear decisions in harmony with nature. More than this, however, the I Ching provides an extensive digital map of the energy dynamics within all living systems. This is especially fascinating because of its mathematical similarity to the genetic code. Many scientists, metaphysicians, and mystics have begun to probe this striking relationship between DNA and the I Ching. And without diving into a deep treatise on the subject, here's a simple version of the relationship between the I Ching and the genetic code. Your DNA is made up of two strands of nucleotides, one strand being a perfect reflection of the other. The binary pattern is also the foundation of the yin and yang of the I Ching. Your genetic code is also made up of four bases, which are arranged in groupings of three. Each of these chemical groupings relates to an amino acid and forms what we know as a codon. There are 64 of these codons in your genetic code. Similarly, in the I Ching, there are only four basic permutations of yin and yang, which are also arranged in group of threes known as trigrams. In the same way that the two strands of your DNA reflect each other, each trigram has a partner. Together, these two symbols create a hexagram, the basis of the I Ching. Just as there are 64 codons in DNA, there are 64 hexagrams in the I Ching. The precise mathematical correlation between the I Ching and the genetic code allows us to create a new holistic language that resonates within the living cells of your body. In effect, the 64 gene keys are a gene I Ching, a book that talks directly to your DNA. And that is part 2, the 64 gene keys, a book that talks to your DNA, in the book Gene Keys by Richard Rudd. So yeah, I thought that was very interesting when I saw it, because I mean, it pulled the metaphysical and the scientific. It was just too much. So yeah.
Wow.
Indeed,
That's
I
very
agree. I
wild.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah, feel free to take a moment. I mean, I've been reading this book, and I'm not trying to promote him or anything, but it really does feel like one of those things it's first of all, it's not for everybody, right? Because you have to have a background in too many things, right? And then you have to be really open, because he's like, nah, we ask you to take some stuff you can see and apply it to some stuff you can't see, your genes, using some stuff that people have been calling hokey since 1492, so yeah.
It seems pretty thorough. From what I read, it seems like it's definitely next level.
Oh, you got it
Um,
too?
no, I'm just saying for stuff that I've read online, I still haven't ordered it yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but just from the stuff I read online, it seems like it's pretty next level for it.
Yeah, I finally got a chance to read it, and I'm appreciating it a great deal. I don't know what's up with this. I'm about to drop this body graph in here for y'all. The day got away from me, like, badly. Actually, the whole week got away. The whole week got away from me, but it was a great week. Oh, while I'm doing this, how was y'all week? Got to catch up.
Yeah, the week was pretty wild. Like
Oh
the
yeah.
energy was
Oh
very,
yeah.
very, very high energy. Yeah, it was like just constant information. Still, just so much information. You know, it's like a well of information. So like, and it's wild because like you said, like time just got away. So like I was I was using one of the PDFs that's in the Telegram. It was breaking down the human design chart. And I
Right.
just was like taking notes, going through my human design chart. And like I would try to, get something done. And then it's just like the day is gone.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, like I don't want to go to sleep, but the day's over. And like I could stay up. Like I'm like to the point if I don't go to sleep, I could probably be up for like 2, 3 days right now if I didn't force
Yeah.
myself to sleep.
Okay. I'm glad it's not just me because it's like when it gets dark, it feels like the day just started.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I mean, I think you know what I
yeah,
mean. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Thank you for that. That's very comforting to hear.
Facts,
For real.
facts. How about you, brother Beer?
To be honest, I had too many. I wish I said I was trudging new ground, but I had too many projects that was sitting up under me that I needed to get to, and demands that people had on me that I needed to, make up. So it's been one of the plus, stuff deal with my own family, but it's been it's definitely been a progressive week, and it's been productive, but not in terms of not necessarily groundbreaking, unless you mean like in terms of what I'm discovering within my own soul, you know, different trap doors and stuff that I didn't know was there that need to be dealt with, but that makes any sense. But
Right. It does. It does. Clean up. Sound like.
I did have my first radio show this week, and
Oh, it's long.
that was
Facts.
very
That's
different.
peace, bro.
Yeah, that was very different. So, um, yeah, I mean, because I've done some, a whole lot of public speaking, I didn't really think that it would bother me, as much, until the lady starts saying 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then all of a sudden,
Oh. Yeah, that would have
the
done it for me.
butterflies turn to a whole nother thing, but it's good, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm definitely going to, what I'm saying, invite both of y'all to the show. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know if we were gonna do it as a group or maybe individually. We could talk on that one on one, but you do it right over the telephone. But I'm thankful for it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my readings and whatnot talked about me doing things or things coming to me that that I had never done before, that I would, that I should just step out there and try. And this is one of the things that I never even thought about it. So, it's different, y'all. It's different.
That
Life
sounds
is different.
great.
Yeah,
Sounds like you're
yeah, life is
expanding.
different. Yeah,
That's what's
so,
up.
but, sleep has been, it's been evasive. So I feel you on that, Sarush. I feel you on that, Zara. Sleep has been, you know, I should have gotten some naps in, and maybe I didn't. And your mind is up for whatever reason. And anytime you up 3, 4 in the morning, Bobby Hinn used to always say, whatever questions you got on your soul, that's the best time to ask those. The ancestors are present. So,
Yeah,
hey,
that's in Islam too. Talking about
absolutely.
I think between the
Hmm.
hours of 3 and 4, that's when you can be the
Hmm.
closest to Allah because
Hmm. So,
everybody's asleep and everybody's not vying for his attention, so to speak. So
Makes sense, right?
I mean, you can,
Right.
yeah, you could kind of feel it
Yeah.
too. It's like when you go out first thing in the
Yeah.
morning for like a walk or something. How
That's right.
how like numb, I guess. It doesn't feel like
Mhm.
anything because all that energy isn't up yet,
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. But
So yeah,
it's cool. It's good to be, it's good to be in the number one more time. It's good to hear our voices again. I feel like
it's
there's
like
so much going on in the Telegram. Thank y'all for so much for sharing so
yeah,
much.
you don't even
Brother
know,
Farad,
unfortunately.
Man.
Brother Farad texted me the other day with the clips from the WikiLeaks, from all that stuff from the Afghanistan and Steve Jobs having, HIV letter and all this other the big
Yeah,
the
that
big
part was kind
email
of
that I
tripped out.
sent. That was crazy,
So
right? Yeah. So I didn't even like, to be honest. I thumbed through it, but I couldn't really get back because there was too much other stuff in my head at the time. But it was like, but this Roosh came right back and he was just like a full moon in Gemini, and it was just like, man, that brother
Yep.
always puts like a step, like it's like he calls it out, and then Zara, you come back and like dig it all the way up and say, yeah, this too, and this, and then this, So I'm thankful to be around wise people who can point stuff out like that, and really, that's right, that's exactly what it is. So yeah, it's
Hey,
good to be
we
here.
building
Straight,
together,
yeah,
shoot.
yeah,
right.
for
Thank you for
sure.
giving me something to dig up, For real.
Yeah.
That's the only
But
way
you,
it
you
works.
make you wonder why they let that kind of, well, not let, because they have to. They have to. You know, the hours come where they have to kind of let that stuff out. They have to. Tell the truth. I know it's not hard, easy for them, but yeah. So let me ask you this. So, Zara, with the human design, what is um what is the one remarkable thing that you found out about yourself that you don't mind sharing with us? The one thing that sticks out more than anything else.
Um, the thing that keeps resonating is I keep hearing you say love is not a guarantee. And I keep
Mm,
running into that in my design stuff. And I'm like, leave
mm,
it to a Virgo moon to be just so calculating about it. Like it ain't personal, but it's personal. And the fact that it's
yeah,
not personal makes it, it's like it hurts a little more because it's like, it's, it's something I got to be something I can do. It's like, nope, there's nothing you can do. Don't worry about it. There's nothing you can do. Like, okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, that's what I keep coming back. Because what was it? Because I'm seeing how like I'm trying not to like bounce around too much between the human design
Mm,
and the gene keys, but they go
right.
so well together. It's really easy, right?
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
because I actually was like, oh, I'm about to buy a book on an interpretation of the I Ching because it's easy. I found what uh the when you find a rune or whatever, right? And they have what it means, like Sabian symbols. Here's what the sages of long ago, they all agreed that this is what it means. It's like a
Mm,
paragraph, maybe 2 or 3 sentences.
mm,
And I'm like, okay, I need a little bit more from some people that have studied this and see their perspective and expand on it a little more because it seems a little, vague. And then I'm looking at this big old book next to me. It's like, I wonder if this is what I'm about to order. It was what I was about to order, you know.
whoa.
It's what he goes into like breaking down the I Ching, but the way he's saying it is really weird, right? Because he said in there, oh, this
Mm,
book talks to your DNA. I'm like, all right, I'll just be open to it. We'll see what goes. Because I know people can do that. They can actually reach into your soul and communicate with you, right?
yes.
So,
Yeah.
and this
Yeah.
book is real. It's a really easy read. I love that
Okay.
it's not coddling though. You do have to have a level of sophistication to read it, right?
Mm,
And a level of oh, so you got to be smart but flexible to actually read it. But anyway,
mm,
so I looked up, um, it was one of the gates, right? Or yeah, it was one of the gates that was activated, and I looked it up in there, and it was like it came back saying codependence. I'm like, well, that's definitely not an issue, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but let me read, because he was like, sometimes you don't like to admit your shadow, and you might not even be working off the right definition of it, right? And he's just going into it, and he's telling all of this stuff that I did do when I was young and dumb. All right.
Yeah.
And but I'm like, okay, I guess that could be codependence. Um and then he says, okay, so you got your shadow, and you're supposed, under the shadow is a gift that you're supposed to uncover, right? It's like every problem comes with a solution type of thing.
Yeah.
And then if you want to go even further, he has a thing called a city, right? Which is like the enlightened version of the gift, I guess. So the shadow was codependence. I'm like, I don't think that's an issue, because I love my independence. You know, I enjoy my solitude a great deal. And that's the gift of it, independence, right? Like, okay. So I get that. You know, if the shadow is codependence, the gift of dealing with that would be independence. You know, you don't need some outside source to get your joy, or that topples you over when, you know, whatever. And then the city of that is interdependence, right? And I'm like, isn't that the same as codependence? No. Interdependent. Okay, codependence would be, I'm farming because my wife she approves of me. She's a very harsh person. She's a very hard person to please, but it pleases her when I bring home a good harvest. That's codependent. Interdependence is, I'm just gonna grow a whole bunch of stuff that I like growing, because I like growing things. If somebody want it, they can have it. All right. And I think I've probably stumbled onto that, because what did we do this week, Sarush?
Just reading.
No,
So much reading.
Wednesday. You don't remember?
Wednesday.
Oh yeah. Wednesday. Come on, think back. I know it was 3 whole days ago. That's
3
might as well
days
been 3
ago.
weeks.
Yo, time's moving that fast though. And so much is
Yeah, I wish I
happening.
was joking, but I'm not.
I'm really trying to remember.
Okay.
It's hard, right? It's
Well,
difficult, right?
It's
so
like I got notes though.
I opened a 501, or I started the process of opening a 501c3. And no, it's not a temple. All right. And I actually did an experiment. Thank you, Sarush, for helping me with that. Because it's part of this whole human design thing. It said that for manifesting generators, right? So the thing, how you do it, your strategy or whatever, is to respond. And your authority is your emotion, right? So I'm like, I feel pretty good about this idea. I think I should just go with it. But one of the things it said was, make sure you tell somebody before you do it. You know, you don't even need to get their input or cooperation. Just tell somebody, right? So I told Sarush right before I filed this thing, because I had like done all the astrology for it to find a good filing down time and all that stuff. And the time, it was funny. I'm like, yeah, I sent it to him. I'm like, yeah, I'm just letting you know I'm doing this because I'm doing this experiment. And the time I picked was 12:07. And this is going to a state office. I'm like, yeah, okay. I know I'm not getting it back anytime soon, because it's lunch hour, right? And I've opened enough corporations in this state to know they let you put an effective date in there, an effective time too, which is really cool, because you might not get it back certified for 2 or 3 days, which they've done to me before, right?
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, cool. Its chances are great, looking great, that I'm not gonna hear nothing back today. So I submitted it at 12:07 during the lunch hour, right? And then went downstairs, got some water, came back. It was 12:10, and they had sent it back certified and filed.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So I mean, I've opened enough corporations here to know their how they operate. You know, if I get something back within 24 hours, I'm happy, right? And that's if I
Right.
file it at 9 a.m., right?
Mm.
So, hey,
That's what's
so
up.
that's what I found. I've been using it. Oh, yep. How
That's
about y'all?
I
You
have
crazy.
found
a.
anything fascinating?
There is a. I don't know what you feeling like tonight, uh, Zara, but there is a young lady that is on the that's on the chat that wouldn't mind if you would
Oh,
read
go
her
ahead.
chart for her.
Oh, read her chart.
Yeah.
Um, Let me see, because
Can
I'm
you fire
actually
that up for her?
let me see real quick because I'm actually trying to finish
Okay.
something else real quick while I'm
All right.
talking to
All
you.
right. All right.
But it ain't working, so I'm guessing I'm done because I've been sitting here the whole time trying to get the same thing to work, but it ain't working. So it's one of those things like, you know what? I think this is done. I'm not. I'm looking at it and it's not done, but it's not letting me do nothing. So I guess it ain't up to me. Let me get my mouse real quick so I can do this.
All
Alrighty. And actually, let me see. If we could, just to make sure that I'm not distracted while I'm looking at her stuff, um,
right.
go ahead and finish what we were doing, what we had planned for tonight, like looking at
Okay. Cool.
the
Cool.
combination chart. And that probably won't take
Okay.
that long. And if we have to go over, hey,
Cool.
we can go over. Only reason I've been keeping it at an hour and a half is just because I know people get antsy, right? And
Yeah.
I do my marketing research. People are more willing to sit through an hour long video than an hour and a half. More willing for an hour and a half than a 2 hour, that kind of thing. So, but
Yeah.
hey, I'm willing to go over. I do not mind at all. So yeah, I'm just gonna be done with this thing because this ain't working. Let me see. Um, Let me export this real quick. What the bleep? Why is this not working? Okay, I guess there's this for a reason. File, export. Give me a second. Okay, so for tonight, we were going to go through the combination chart. And I'm going to. I don't want this. Nah, well, whatever. I only had time to do one. So yeah, I was about to just go pay for it, but to access the program where they just let you make as many as you want. But for whatever reason, their store is not working. So they just lost out on $50. So hey, whatever. And then they forced me to figure out how to do it on my own, which I did. So no, just forget it. Okay, so I'm getting ready to drop into there it is. Telegram. Let's see, combination chart. Z and M. All right. This is the chart of myself and the Muse I brought up last week. And he said that was cool that I go ahead and use his chart as a sample. All right.
Okay.
So if y'all can pull that up and you can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I had to make that myself. Like every single bit of it. Like, hey, this is fun. Now I know how to do that. So yeah. So yeah, now I can do it by hand. Like skip y'all. That's what you get. So while y'all looking at that, I'm gonna go through real quick and read what that is. Okay, and this is going back over um a reading from last week. It's called Relationships in the 21st Century. It's just defining the connections in human design charts. So okay. So okay. So the four main areas of connection in human design: electromagnetics. The obvious instant connection when you meet someone is when sparks fly. I should find another one because I read this one last week. I don't like repeating myself that much. But anyway, I'll just say the okay, let me collect myself. Going back into the telegram. If you scroll up to there's a picture of a head with two arrows in it, one pointing up, one pointing down. All right.
Green and
That's
yellow.
yes, yes. It's the green and yellow arrow. Yellow arrow pointing up, green arrow pointing down, and that's showing a connection in your chart because the two people or a person and event they both had one end of a gate, and the other they had one end and the other person had the other end. So in this example, they're showing you the person whoever has the head center, they had the 61 gate, and then the person with the what is that, ajna, they had the 24 gate, right? And that's a connection because they finished each other's gates. And apparently that's the one that works better for like relationships where you're trying to produce something, right? Like romantic stuff. And then the next one on there is the friendship gate or the friendship. And that's when two people have the same gate activated in the center. So in that picture, that's why it's green and blue. Because once you're doing these charts, the red and the black go away and everything turns from to green and blue. So that stripey is showing that, oh, both of these people have this chart activated or this gate activated. Or it could be a channel too. They could both have that channel activated. And that's a friendship. Okay, a dominion, and that's the next one, is when one partner has that entire channel defined. So two gates are connected, right? And then the other partner only has one of those two gates activated. And it's called dominion because the partner who has both, what was that? Oh well. The partner who has both gates activated or the channel can kind of like make the person who only has one of the gates kind of make them feel small, right? Kind of like that thing, like you keep bringing up that you got a college degree in front of your significant other that only made it out of high school, that kind of thing.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
stop that. It's one of those things you should be aware of and not do. And then compromise. One partner has a whole channel defined. Oh wait, so the compromise was the other one. What's the dominion? Oh, I'm sorry. So the one I just told you was the compromise, where one has the entire channel and the other has one gate from either of those ends of that channel. Okay, that's the compromise because they can actually work together because their energy is kind of familiar. Dominion is when one person has that entire channel and the other person doesn't have a gate at all. Nothing's activated. So that person dominates in that area of life. Because if you look at it, channels are kind of like, you know, kind of extreme just in their nature, just because it's you got instead of having an open gate, because you only got one side of it. Nope, you got both sides, so it's a full closed fence or whatever, right? So yeah. And now I'm wondering if this is based on agriculture, channels and gates, because in irrigation, at least that's how I was taught. Irrigation, how they would build channels or canals, right, through the
Right.
rows in the crops, and you could decide which portion of the field got water by turning these gates, and it would redirect the water it would close off this side and the water would go to the other side, and they were called
Wow.
gates. So I mean,
Wow.
and then now it's got me thinking like the I Ching was I guess kept like held back by royals, right, in Asia, who also kept back the almanac, which was based on the I Ching, right? That's why they were in charge, because they knew when all the floods were coming, and they were the ones telling everybody when to plant, when to harvest, so everybody thought they were gods because they had a freaking almanac.
Right.
Right? Found this out because who's that? Sion Duck. She was like the last purebred monarch of Korea, Sia. This is back in Roman. One of her friends, she called him the Roman. That's how far back this was. And yeah, her claim to fame was that she gave the almanac to the people, and they were like, we're gonna lose all our power. She like, just give it to them. Watch, because they're gonna still come to us. This is the thing. This is just showing how generous we are. They're gonna still come to us to read it to them, you know. So, and it's still there. This thing dates back to BC, and it's still there, and it still works, and it's huge. So yeah, and they think it was an observatory too. But yeah, that was a little tangent. Okay, so now my fault. So we got what is that? Electromagnetic connection. To recap, electromagnetic connection when two channels meet and two gates complete a channel. A friendship is when two people have the same channel or gate activated. All right. A compromise would be one of them has the channel and one of them has just one of those gates. And then dominion is when one has the entire channel and the other has nothing in that channel, not even a gate activation. All right. Shoo. I'm gonna pull up this thing because I'm gonna be looking at the channels. So I use this chart. I wish I had time to do the other ones, but I can do those whenever. So you can see my chart. If you're looking at the compatibility chart in Telegram, and I have it up there. Person 1, that's me. That's all the blue stuff. And then person 2, that's the Muse. That's all the green stuff. All right. And then anything that's blue and green, that's where we both have the same thing. And then this chart is showing you, like, I guess you could think of it like a new individual, right? Like how I was Abir when we were talking a few shows back, how I saw relationships as a third entity separate from those two people that's in it. And it kind of, when people broke up or got divorced, it made me think something died, right? And so right here, you take these two charts and you juxtapose them, and that's a third entity that I guess you could kind of use like a golem, I guess. Let's get together and I guess, put our heads together and come up with this third thing, right? That's not just you, it's not just me, it's both of us, and it's neither of us because it's a combination, right? So yeah, I didn't get a chance to finish it. It's just like 2 lines are missing. It's exactly 2 lines are missing. That's it. But if you can see, it's like so the one that stuck out to me was I have gate 32. This is in the spleen center. And that, looking at the screen, that's on the lower left corner, the triangle on the lower left corner, right? And then my Muse, he completes that gate at the root center, right? So then to see what that does, I would go back into mybodygraph.com, right? Just because it's faster, you can look it up anywhere. Actually, what I could do is I'm not going to even do that. I'm just going to look at it. It just says what? Looking at the chart, it says 32 and 54, right? So I'm just going to Google 3254 channel Human Design. Let's see what comes up. It popped right up. I didn't even get a chance to finish it. All right. I'm gonna go to Humdes because his site is cool. It's Humdes, HUMDES.info. And it says 3254 transformation. I don't know what this is, so yeah. And it says secrets. Like, I don't remember seeing that part, but I'm gonna go through it now that I got it up. Okay. So this is the reading for that third entity. All right. So you are a perpetual motion machine that needs development and material success. Surround yourself with allies to transform your potential into action that is truly valuable and worthy of tribal recognition. Channel 3254 Human Design Transformation Channel connects the root center to the splenic center. Communication is through 54 gates of ambition and the 32 gate of continuity. So which one do I have? So I have the gate of continuity, and he has the gate of ambition. All right. Um, this channel represents ambition, constantly fueled by efforts and desire to gain recognition as a result of activities. Remember how I said that experiment I stumbled into and I got nothing done, you know,
Right,
which
right.
I didn't understand. It's like, why did that happen, you know? And because it's like I didn't know this until recently, and I've been getting tons of stuff done, right? And I'm wondering now, it's like, did this turn into a handicap? But that's like further study, I guess. Something to be aware of, you know. Don't be leaning on those gates, right?
Right. Kind of sort of. Right.
Because that was weird. It's like I should have been fine, but I wasn't. All right. People with the transformation channel strive to transform the energy given to them into something material, stable, and tangible. And it just goes on into more stuff like that. It just goes on and goes on. Oh, false self. Manifestation of the false self lies in the fact that all the character traits that allow the owner of the channel to be himself, to be punchy, purposeful, interested in material success, take the opposite color. For example, the aspiration inherent in the 54 gate manifests itself as greed, and the preservation given by the 32 gates makes a person stuck in a swamp, clinging to everything unnecessary and old, which can lead to neither progress nor material success. Well, good to know. I don't know what I can do with that, but good to know. And I just thought that was kind of useful just because you can do these, like Sarush was saying with the team building thing. It's like, oh wow, look at that. This is somebody that I can make money with, and I do, you know. But it's always stuff that I just thought was a good idea, or I saw him doing something. I'm like, you know what, we could do something with that kind of thing. And so yeah, I'm gonna do you alls too. Now that I got the template down, it's like, yeah, I can fly through these things now. I would do it now, but I don't know why it's not working. I probably need to I'm probably running out of memory on this thing or something. So I think we have what is that called? A compromise, because I have the 1648 channel and he has the 16 gate. And make sure he ain't in here. All right, he ain't in here. And that one means that so the channel is the channel of talent, right? Which, like I said, I hope that's what it sounds like. But the gate alone isn't the whole talent. So that was that thing where it's one of those things where I told him I kind of tag along after him because it's like money is falling out of his pockets and he doesn't even realize it, right? And but hey, I pick it up and be like, look, and while I'm running to give it to him, it turns from a coin into a bag, right? That kind of thing, because of the talent part kicking in. What else? I don't think we have any gates. Let me see. Does 43? Oh wait, nope. That's what, 43. Yeah, I didn't finish this thing. So he has the 4323 channel. Okay, I need to stop doing this. There's got to be a better way to do this. Astros. All right. Alrighty, now there we go. Now I don't have to keep switching back and forth. Okay. And then there's another compromise. Um I don't have it on there, but it's the he has the 4323 channel and I only have the 23 gate. So let's see what that means. But that's just how it goes. And you just keep going through it. Um
So you've been putting
yeah.
that work in with it.
I just
Tell
started on this today, actually. It's been a
what?
crazy week because I was like, yeah, because I pulled together that corporation thing and studying, trying to learn how to do 501c3s, and next thing I know, it was Friday, and like, oh, I probably should get started on that, and then got sucked into not sucked into, um all these chats with Moors on here this morning. One of whom is I'm
Mm,
gonna shout out Sakina Moore because he does design and puts out Moorish sneakers. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned him before. So yeah, we're chopping it up this morning. Next thing I know is like, oh, it's afternoon, and I still
mm.
got stuff to do. But yeah, I ain't sorry. Yeah, I don't think we have anything that finishes each other. Oh wait, yes we do. What is that? 3313. I don't know what that does. I'm just looking. Yeah, I'm gonna see what that 3313. I just want to see what that does. But y'all clear on it?
So far,
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Oh boy. Okay. So I found one I guess it's connection and it's 3313 cuz I have the what is that? 33 gate and he has the 13 gate. All right. So the bearer of the 1333 prodigal son channel is designed to live on and pass on to others. Past mistakes are warnings to other people. This is a leadership channel. Okay. This channel belongs to the circuit of sensations and connects the throat and the G centers through the 13 listener gate and the 33 seclusion gate. And I said I got 33, right? I don't know why I can't keep all these dang numbers. But actually making this program today or putting this template together is like, okay, it's starting to all click. Um, yeah, I got the 33. The main task of the gate 13 is to memorize information and preserve memories, from which the field can can be used to gain important experience. 33, the gate of solitude, is called to be an anticipation of such an experience in order to come to the realization of some important truth. The prodigal son channel is a collection of memories. Okay. The channel has a witness design which requires mandatory public recognition and some kind of invitation to dialogue in order to start sharing their experience and knowledge with others. This channel was created in order to declare to the world, I remember my past and that of others. Okay, this is creepy. I didn't read that before. Um, and this is relating back to the astrology because I did his chart. So, I remember my past and that of others. Okay. I don't know if you remember a few shows back we were talking about the karmic placements, right? Um Two major of which, or I guess one if you really look at it, is where Rahu and Ketu are, or the North Node and South Node are if they're on the cardinal points, 1, 4, 7, or 10, right? So if you got your North Node in your first, it's automatically gonna be in your seventh. And if you got your North Node in your 10th, it's your South Node automatically gonna be in your fourth. So if you have those kind of placements, um, you have you came back. You know how you hear sometimes it's like, oh, you volunteered to come back to witness this thing, this that the world is getting ready to cross over into the fifth dimension or whatever, right? People with those placements, with their north and south node on the cardinal points on the axis, though that's who those people really are. Everybody else is like the peanut gallery. These people are here to find other people, right? And then if you got planets next to it, those are the people you're supposed to find. And I thought that was interesting. I remember my past and that of others because I have my north-south node on the first, seventh axis, and so does he, but his is switched, right? And then I got a ton of planets on my south node, and so does he. And it's just really interesting. It's like, we both have that south north node karmic placement thing, but they're reversed. And these two gates put together mean that we supposed to be here to remember stuff and remind other people about stuff that they forgot too, which is kind of funny because we're actually doing that. So yep. And I would tell y'all who it is, but it's so easy to figure out, I ain't gonna bother.
Living by design.
Huh?
I
You said
said
it was
living
by
by
design?
design.
No doubt. That's tripped out. Like, really? Yeah, I just saw that because I didn't have time to look at it today. So yes, now that I got this, I will be going through y'all's, and I don't know if I'm gonna wait till the show to do it. I might just do those as separate one-off recordings because they could be educational too, right? So, yep.
Cool.
If y'all don't mind, since I got all your stuff.
Not at all.
Respects.
All
I
right.
was I was going through the I Ching changes lines for all 64 hexagrams. That was the PDF that I was referring to. That was in the Telegram. I didn't even. I probably like just going from the top down. I think I did maybe
Yeah, I'm gonna pull that up.
60, 61.
And I think you can make folders on this thing too, so you don't have to scroll through it and look for the stuff you found interesting. You can just save whatever post you want to save. So yeah.
But yeah, this is the one that changes lines.
Yeah, I
I'm
found it.
gonna start copying and pasting like because I just started to write each one down and I thought to myself I could just copy and paste this from the PDF. Oh no.
I don't know though. When you write it down, though, you have it.
Yeah,
It's a
that's true.
whole different thing.
Yeah.
So,
But I'm going through it now, seeing everything like from the top down.
yeah,
It is different to do it this way. Like I like it better than just like reading it or like listening to it on the audio.
yeah, yeah,
Having to look through all of the different like hexagrams and different lines.
yeah.
So yeah,
And this is the thing I was talking about, that it sounds like the gene keys are expanding on these little lines, because I mean these descriptions aren't that long, you know.
right.
Yep.
As well, I've been studying the Reiki this week. And I got like to like Reiki 2 and between like Reiki 1 for real, and they talk about the anatomy. It's because they bring up the meridians and like I'm thinking like that's the meridians is how energy flows through our body. So like
Mm-hmm.
gotta be like in line, with this like because like
Like the channels.
Reiki, right, right,
I mean, really,
like
because
the
you said
opening, the
meridians.
closing.
First thing popped in my
Mm-hmm.
head was like, you mean like ley lines? Wait, you mean
Hmm.
like the lines on this thing?
Yeah,
So yeah, that's a. And then considering they actually, these things connecting to like for real organs. Again, this
wow,
stuff ain't like, it's not symbolic, you know.
right. That's really what
Mm-hmm.
I've been like looking at, expanding on. Like that's really wild.
So
All
Zara, you
right.
gonna be able to read the chart? You think before we
Yep,
dust
I can
them
do it
off?
right now.
All right.
Yeah, that's a perfect segue. I can do that right now. Or I can try. I'm gonna do my best. All right. Let me go into what is this called? Close that. Close. Uh-oh. Turn that off. All right. Close. Okay, going into the calculator. Free birth chart calculator. All right, I'm ready. Date, time, place.
June 6th, 1977,
6th of June, 1977.
Washington, D.C.
And, oh, what time?
Hold on just a second. I should have that pulled up.
Washington, D.C. Okay.
It has that pulled up. 6:24 p.m. Eastern Time.
6:24.
6:27. 6:27. She said.
6:27 p.m. Washington, D.C. June 6th, 1977. Calculate. All right, let's see what we got. All right. Big old fat opposition between Neptune and the Sun. First thing popped up. And Jupiter. Oh, Sun conjunct Jupiter in Gemini. In the 7th house. So talks to lots of people. With Mercury in the 7th. Okay, wow. Okay, so Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter. Hold on. Okay,
She's very new, so as much as you feel like breaking down, enlightenment.
okay. Um, okay, so Sun and Mercury or Gemini is in the 7th house. So first thing I'm thinking is definitely a people person. Even if other people don't necessarily like her, she likes other people. Or can be dominating, like overbearing, because it's a big old sun. That's another, because it could go either way. Sun in the 7th, you are glaring, you're burning people. It's the sun, right? But Jupiter is there. It's a benefic, right? So that could either ease it off. Oh boy, strong opinions. Um
Yes.
and not shy about sharing them.
Not
Um
at all.
let's see. Oh boy, Sag ascended got a mouth. Um let's see. With Neptune conjunct.
You got a
I'm gonna really
Sag
look at the
ascendant. I always pulled up a. Well, you know what? I guess
Oh
them
wait, this Capricorn.
40.
I'm looking at the wrong thing. It's Capricorn. I'm sorry. It's Capricorn. It's
I
Capricorn.
pulled up. I pulled up Scorpio.
Oh wait, it
What?
is. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I must be getting tired. I don't know what's going on.
No, I'm
Um,
just saying. I'm
I
like,
mean, it's me. It's me because I'm looking right
it's
at
no.
it.
It's
Like,
all
why am I
good.
reading this
It's all
wrong?
good.
It must. I
It's
don't know
all
what's
good.
going
It's all
on.
good.
Okay. Okay.
This
So we got.
this is
Go
this is
ahead.
my wife's chart, Zara and Sharush. This is my wife's chart, and
Okay.
she's listening. Yeah, so she there. So
Okay.
that's
Oh, no pressure then.
yeah.
Hi.
Peace,
Nah,
peace.
not at all.
All right.
No
Okay.
pressure.
So let's see. Okay. Let me start from the top. So okay. Mercury. I'm sorry. Scorpio rising 21 degrees. So that's 24. That's degree of Sag. I want to say Sag. Um yeah, that's the degree of Sag. So Mercury rising at the degree of Sag. Um hold on. Um I don't know why I'm thinking juicy secrets. I don't know why. I
Hmm.
don't know why.
Hmm.
I don't know why. Cause okay. Scorpio, it rules secrets, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
it's at the degree of Sagittarius, which rules higher knowledge, right? And sometimes stuff
Mm-hmm.
that other people don't know, that kind of stuff. And it's
Ah,
that's why I'm like,
gotcha.
what do you know? You know, that kind of, yeah, I don't want to know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just knowing is enough. Let's
One of
see,
the things I
second
tell you,
house.
if I tell you, I have to kill you.
You say what?
One of the things somebody say, if I tell you this, I got to kill you. Like one of them kind
Yeah,
of
that
things.
kind of
Like,
thing.
you know,
Yup.
right,
That kind
right.
of thing. um, let's see, Sag in the second house at 22 degrees. That's so Sag in the second house at the degree of Capricorn. Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm still just looking through. This is funny how it's following like that. So the first house is in Scorpio at the degree of Sagittarius, which comes out to Scorpio. Second house is in Sagittarius at the degree of Capricorn, which comes after Sagittarius. Third house is in the degree of Capricorn. It's like, what? All right, well, that's pretty cool. Um, let's see. Third house is in Capricorn at the degree of that's Taurus. Okay. Fourth house is in Pisces at the degree of Taurus. Hmm. Okay. Like delusion? Delusional values? It's weird. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's going on? That's the early life. Like delusion is Pisces, and then two is because it's in Pisces at the second house or second degree. So it's the fourth house, home or mother. Um, in Pisces at the second degree, which is Taurus, and the moon is in the third house. Oh wow. Okay. So moon is in the third house in Aquarius. Okay, hold on. I'm just looking at it.
Take your
Okay.
time.
Moon is in the
Take your
third
time.
house in Aquarius at the degree of Aries. Hmm. Was her mom young when she was born?
I don't think, not really. Nah, nah,
Okay.
I don't think so.
Because at the degree of Aries or an Aries or a Taurus. Let me see.
A pop
Okay.
stars.
Her father's a Taurus.
Yeah.
Okay. So Sun is at the degree of Cancer. Where's Jupiter? Or Saturn, I mean. Saturn is in Leo. Oh, well, yeah, because 77 is like, I should know this chart pretty well. Because she's what, like 2 weeks younger than me? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Good year, good year. Uh, let's see.
Her mom was 30. So,
She was 30.
yeah, she had
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Well, okay. I guess I could see that because it's Shamoon's in Aquarius, which is ruled by Saturn, which rules older people. Even though that's not old for a mother, but in the
Mm.
70s it was. Nowadays
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
considered young.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at the chart and not the numbers. Going down one at a time. So Scorpio in the first house. Um, cat sneezing behind me, distracting me. Ruler ascendant is Pluto. Oh wow. That's funny they say it's Pluto. Her ruler, the ascendant ruler is Mars too. I wonder why they never put that in. So the ruler of the first house is in the fifth house at 0 degrees Taurus. Um, First house. So the ruler of the first house is in the fifth house. So creativity. And then it's at the degree of Taurus. So it's like being creative with like earthly beauty. Like I don't know, like I would even say flower arranging, just because that could be Libra, but just because you're dealing with plants. I guess painting those flowers, that would actually be Libra, because it's man-made. Um let me see. So that's the first. Or did she like doing that as a child? Making mud pies, I guess. You know, that kind of thing. Because I'm looking at the first house, and that's like your, you go through it as, okay, your first house is your first year, right? Second house,
Right.
second year, that kind of thing. And it could even be like the first through third house is like, or first through fourth house is your early childhood, right? And then
Okay.
fourth up to seven, that's your teenage years, right? Seven
She
through
said she
10.
did make mud pies.
Yes. Okay, yeah. Because I'm like, that
Wow.
looks like she like creating in the dirt, but I don't know how to say that. So, like, okay, the ruler of your first house is in the fifth house. So your personality, you like to have fun right there, right?
And she made her neighbors
Maybe you
eat
like
them as you
gambling,
say that.
right? Dangerous
And-
activities, that kind of stuff, you know?
she said, as you said, she liked to have fun. She said she made mud pies and she made her neighbors eat them. Yeah, that's what.
Oh,
Yeah, that was right in line. That was right in
there's the
line.
bars. Because I'm like, look, I don't know how to say this. Like, she likes to play in dirt. I don't know. Oh,
Yeah.
all right, moving on. Shoot.
That's all.
It was the 80s, right? Okay. Let's see. Second house, ruler of the second house, Jupiter is in the seventh house. What? I'm like, the first thing that popped in my head is other people's fathers instilled values,
Mm,
or maybe a foreign father or something like that. Seventh house.
mm,
Um, yeah, like another person's like male, another person's older male did that. And then the sun is
okay.
conjunct with that. That's weird. And her
Mm,
father was around, right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. It's weird. Or maybe he quoted other people. I don't know. Something like that.
You feel like it's another influence there somewhere.
Yeah, like another
Okay.
male influence, like another male speaking influenced her values. But I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, because it's and they were pushy about it. It looks like, because it's her moon, her sun and Jupiter are conjunct. And let me just interject right here. I have the same exact thing in the same exact sign from the same exact year.
Mm.
So, and my father was like the guy at our mosque. I mean, can you see the reflection of a mosque in me?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah. For
pushy.
sure. For sure.
And it's like, it's always
For
about
sure.
some
For sure.
philosophy too, like religion or ideology, because of the Jupiter thing, right?
Okay.
Like that's where what do they call those chicks? KKK princesses. That's where they come from.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm the Muslim version of a KKK princess. All right.
I have never heard that concept before. Right there's a KKK princess.
What? You from down south?
Never heard that before in my life. For
Wow.
real. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Well, my people from Mississippi, so I don't know. It's like, yeah, whole other gang down there. So yeah.
People
Um,
from Alabama, Mississippi, we have that. They're deeper down south than we are, but it's all pretty much the same. But it's like who's the countryest type thing.
right, right.
You all the worst. You know what I'm saying? It's like a fight between us. Anyway, yeah.
All right. Let's see. South Node is in Libra in the 11th house. Let's see. So South, okay. So um actually that's North Node, I'm sorry. North Node is your like obsession, right? what you like kind of striving towards. And Libra is a relationship, like the perfect you striving toward the perfect relationship with. And in the 11th house, it would be with friends or with the wider world, like a social worker almost, right?
Mm.
Yeah. And let me see, and that is at the degree of, let's see, Sagittarius. What? So like save the children. you know, going out there doing good for people that's not around her type of thing.
She does. Yes, she is a philanthropist
Oh,
for babies.
wow. That's what's up. Okay. And then Pluto is right there too. I don't really do the outer channels or outer planets, but Pluto is right there. So it's stuff that's like lasting transformation, right?
Mm.
That kind of thing. Like it's gonna be around.
Mm.
Because think about how long Pluto, how slowly Pluto moves, right?
Moves, yeah, so slow,
Yeah.
yeah.
So if you can get it to change, if you can make a change, Pluto, if it's a good change, that kind of thing, even if it's a bad one, Pluto gonna help you help that mug have some staying power. Um,
Mm.
and it brings out the darkness and stuff too, like bring stuff up. Um, let's see. So Saturn in Leo in the ninth house. So I would say difficulty, maybe like setbacks, achieving higher education, but she did it, that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
it said, yeah. So in my
She never
chart,
really cared for
because I have
school.
the same exact thing from the same exact place. Well, mine is in the 10th house, but yeah, that thing that Saturn, wherever it is, it's gonna take a while, but as long as you don't give up, the rewards are gonna be
Mm-hmm.
unbelievable, that kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and they're lasting because it's Saturn, you know. Let's look at the second.
She says you're definitely on point.
Oh, that's what's up. I do try.
Yeah.
I do try. I'm just like, let me just look at it. I'm not gonna even. Actually, I'm not gonna try because that's gonna mess it up. No efforting. Okay. Let's see. South Node in Aries in the fifth house. Um.
South Node
So
is what you came
has
out of your last lifetime
difficulties.
as, right?
South Node, it could be
And at
your
this time.
last lifetime, and it can also be your early childhood.
Okay.
Which I was about to say difficulties with friends.
Mm,
As she said
mm,
to people with dirt pies and stuff. Like, well, yeah.
mm.
Because mine is my South Node is in Aries in the seventh house, right?
Okay.
And my thing is I always, and it's conjunct Mars and Venus. So I'm like, I think I killed everybody, like everybody, right? And
Mm,
but I'm like, well, let me see how that might have applied. For those who don't subscribe to reincarnation, it also reflects your early childhood. And
okay.
my early childhood was nuts. All right. Um, not I wasn't abused or anything. I wasn't nothing like that. It was just, and then I mean, whatever. Um, it was a war zone, right?
Mm,
With Mars and Venus, the lovers fighting all the time, right? And
mm,
and then it was funny too because I don't even want to go into it, but whatever. My mother has a son. I'll put it like that. All right. And Mercury, right, is in my seventh house as well. And it also rules my eighth house. Mercury rules my eighth house. So the
okay.
ruler of my eighth house, of like the dark side, is like violence and all this stuff. Scorpionic, right? The ruler of my eighth house is in my seventh house with all this war stuff going on. So not only were my parents always going at it just over crazy stuff, he took it. My mother's son took advantage of the situation and just like made my sister and my life a living hell. Like we actually
Oh,
used to
okay.
have to, because he's 6 years older than us, right? And we don't have the same father. And then here come me and
Okay.
my sister born, hey, we got each other. We whatever. You could join in, but no, he was a Scorpio, right? Which is why I said I
Mm.
don't like Scorpios. I tried to give him a chance because it's like, nah, I'm not gonna let you ruin it, but nope, they all like that. But anyway,
You-
um, so we used to actually have to like, it was like, dang, it's a good thing it's two of us. We used to actually have to like barricade our door, like we were in the trenches, right?
Mm.
So that's how that's North Node, South Node in Aries manifested in my childhood, in early life. So yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be past life. You can see, I mean, because I guess you are still like reliving, dusting off the last little bits of your last life when you first get here, you know. And me and my sister actually asked me, like, did it feel like weird, like we had to do that? Because she thought that she dreamt the whole thing. Like, how you dream 18 years? What's wrong with you? You know. But okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
yeah,
I don't
that's
know
why I
what
say early
Scorpios
childhood
are. I
too.
don't know their
Mhm.
difference. Scorpios are there's
I think
something
they need a
different on the
hug.
planet.
They're
You
they're they're
know,
like evil cancers. That's how I look at them. And cancers are bad
yeah,
enough.
yeah. What do you, I mean, what's going on? I mean, what's the reason for the treason? Like, why you always, why can't we
I don't
just
know.
always
I don't
scared? Like
get it.
my man, he did a study. My boy did a study on it. He was like, you know, my brother was like, I studied there. We used to call them land crabs. And he was like, nah, I've been studying that they're actually like arachnids. They're more spiders than land
Yeah,
crabs.
yeah.
See? So everything is always trying to
Mm.
twist somebody up in the web, trying to
Have you ever been stung by
get
a
you.
Scorpio or a scorpion? I have.
Nah,
Oh my god. Yeah, that was fun. He
I heard
crawled
it's
up in
I
my
heard it's
bed and stung me
unpleasant.
right in my butt. Like, okay,
Whoa,
yeah. Call the paramedics. You know what they said? Welcome to Arizona, and left. I couldn't move my
wow.
leg, my entire leg. They were like, as long as it was big, as long as it wasn't one of the little ones, I couldn't move my leg for 3 days.
Are you serious?
Yep, could not move my leg for 3 days.
I need to get my hands on just the torture, just like
Oh no, that
limb
mug.
by
My
limb.
sister came in the room and she annihilated. It was nothing left. Nothing left. Because they wanted
I
to
need to
see
go
it. It was like
find
it
a
was nothing
family
left.
then.
It's a stain. She was not happy. So yeah.
Wow.
So yeah.
Well, I
That's my
appreciate it, Zahra.
experience with their representative, with their spirit animal.
I'm not I'm not really an animal person per se. I'm not like
Not even cats.
dog. I learned I studied cat. I studied because I see our movements being very similar. They like to get to a nice little place where they can sit and watch everybody
Yep.
and nobody really noticed that they're sitting there watching them. And we like to get there early and case the whole place out. We need to know where everything is. You know what I'm saying? I need to know how everything moves. We studied everybody's pattern. So the only thing that surprises us is if somebody breaks the pattern. Wait a minute, why did they do that today? I need to watch that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how. Yeah, so I still, but dogs no, absolutely not. Nah, hamsters just just snakes. That's nothing. Like
Hamsters.
no, I don't. I don't trust animals like that. But a cat, it does. You know what I'm saying? As long as you don't bother the cat is they pretty cool for the most part. You're not really,
Yeah, you're
you
not
know.
partial at all, Leo.
I'm just saying,
No, I'm just saying because I mean we always had cats. I mean two Leos. Come on, we always had cats in the house. All over the
cats
place.
keep.
Don't come over. I
You
got a
don't have to
cat in the
worry
house
about
right
no
now. Don't
snakes.
come over here.
You don't
Don't
have
come
no
over here.
you have to worry about no snakes, no rats, no mice,
Yeah,
no
nothing.
you know what I'm saying? None of that
Yeah.
when cats running. They don't.
Yeah, you're a good boy, Baxter. Yeah, I'm renting some. I got my sister's cat. It's a rental.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah. But
Yeah. Well, yup.
let me ask y'all this. So this is our 13th straight week. That's a holy number. That's a good number. That's a
Yup.
long time. That's a
That's a
long time.
reset. That's another cycle.
Absolutely,
You know,
absolutely.
that's what's
What
up.
are we doing next week? Are we? Is it family time? How are we supposed to do? I'm asking y'all. What are we doing for next week?
What you want to do? Dang, it's been an
Sarush?
hour and a half. Are you
Yep,
serious?
just that fast. Just that
Wow. I
fast.
mean, I feel like we just got started. Okay, I don't know
uh,
what's going
uh,
on. I don't know. I'll probably slip in some vortex
Time,
somewhere.
time is
Like,
just going
it flies
crazy. I
by,
don't
right?
get it. It's just flying.
oh, wait a minute. So there's going to be a full moon in the next hour. It'll be full in
Hmm.
Gemini. So that might have something to do with it. Because, Gemini moves fast.
Is that
And
yeah,
what's going on?
yeah.
Mercury is where? Let me look at my chart. Mercury is in Capricorn. Venus is in Capricorn. Getting ready to go retrograde tomorrow.
Hmm.
Wow.
Hmm.
Dang. And Chiron is going direct tomorrow. Dang, all this stuff going on within 24
A
hours.
lot, a lot.
All right, whatever.
Kamaya says thank you, Zara, for your
Oh,
reading the
my
chart
pleasure.
for.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Mm.
Not a problem. You know. Shoot,
I
I'm looking
told
at
her
this
when I
thing
when I
like I
met
think I'd
her,
rather look at her body graph than this. I want to see, it's like that thing is. I mean, I
right?
don't have to interpret it. It's right there. you
Hmm.
know, for
I
real.
told her when we met, I used to try to introduce some of this stuff to her. She was just like, whatever. I got my own little senses, you know what I'm saying? And I said, fine, well, I'll rule you by it. And then
Oh,
my mentor came back and told her, he was like, I'm telling you, when she put her mind towards this, you're done. She gonna pick up on this stuff so fast. She gonna pick up on this stuff like you gonna be coming to ask her questions. So that's why I get in the mode. It's like anybody around me who got light to share, I I sit down like a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like when y'all start talking, I sit down like a kid. I don't care where it comes from. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got something to share that can add on to my personal cipher. I want that. Any kind of studies, anything you doing, you know what I'm saying? I want that. I want that. I'm not selfish about that at all. I want, you know what I'm saying? I want to learn it all as much as I can. So
exactly. And there
I'm
is
thankful.
no
Yeah.
limit. That's what I'm starting to find. It's like the only limit is time, really. You know.
The
Hmm.
body
My son
design
be like,
stuff
"Dang,
is
you know how to do
beautiful.
so much stuff." Like, dude, I'm just getting started. Are you serious? you know, because
That's kind of
there's
scary though.
absolutely no limit for real. All right.
The the thing that I read, I think it was the generator, that all it has to do is get in line with what, like you used to deal with the thing with the love not being a privilege, or love is a privilege. In my case, that's more or less like the obtaining of money. But in terms of my goal and stuff that I need to do in life, if I'm lined up perfectly, it's gonna chase after me. It's
Right.
like literally like you just have to, like, you stay right here in line and move in this direction, and your
Right.
energy is gonna pull this in.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it feels funny because I can see that, but then you want to say, hey, well, so can I get some coins to go? Nah, don't worry about the coins. You're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? You know how you with somebody and they like, I got you, I got you. And you
Right.
like, nah, I need something for my, nah, you all right, you good, you straight, I'm good, you good, you all right, I got you, I got you. You know what I'm saying? You like, nah, I'm trying to work, nah, you good, just all right. You know what I'm saying? But I'm enjoying it because it kind of lets you know, like, you know, this is what's coming. Especially the app, the pattern. The pattern has been helping me out a lot too. the pattern has actually been blowing my head off too. That's past week or so, but excuse the personal references, but that's it's a lot, man. Zara said last week we don't need to go into too much more, and I was like, nah, keep going, keep going. I was stupid. I was stupid. Speaking out of youth, yeah, because it can be overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? You start
Yeah.
sitting there in 2 in the morning, you sitting there staring at nothing. Like, okay, I'm supposed to be asleep, but you know, I got all this science and math in my head that I want to take care of.
Right. And that's the part that's getting
Yeah.
me is science and math. Right. Let me play this bubble real quick.
Islam. Hey, time. They say time ain't real, but we be hustling and bustling every day because we about to be late for work and all this type of shit. Well, like, where does this come from, man? Like, I'm trying to grasp what, like, the concept of time, man, because we're on the plane of manifest, the plane of things made manifest is what I meant to say, and the world that we're on is moving ever so slowly. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a concept and
You
it's
always,
all relative, right? And
Mhm.
I notice
honest.
the days I get the least done, those are the days that pass by slowly or quickly. I feel like I got nothing done because I probably didn't get anything done.
Wow.
But the ones where,
Mm.
because I told you I keep a day book, right? So the ones where I have like for real 20 things that I got done that day. And then I sit down like, oh
Mm.
my goodness, it's only 4 o'clock, right? So it is relative. And I mean, I recognize the fact that, this whole gene keys thing has me thinking of us like Krang. You remember Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja
No.
Turtles?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
I was too old.
Krang.
I was a
Okay,
few years
Krang
behind me.
was okay, you remember, are you familiar with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And Shredder, right?
Yeah.
The bad guy. He had an alien backer, right? That's where he was getting all his tech from. This alien backer was Krang, this brain thing, right? What is he doing? Get off my stuff. That's the cat. So Krang is an alien. He was a brain, babe. He looked like a brain with eyeballs and arms, right? And
Mm.
he's an alien and he moved around. He got around in this body that he built with his alien technology that was just made to interface with this world, right? And this thing worked just fine as long as he didn't start fiddling with it, trying to make it do stuff too fast, right? As long
Mm.
as he just like
Mm.
relaxed, the thing actually knew what to do because it was based on alien technology.
Oh,
It
that's deep.
actually
Man,
knew like you don't have to make me run away from this danger. I already know to run away. But since you pulling at my
wait,
levers,
that's deep.
you know. So I'm like, dang, we kind of it's an alien in a thing. And I'm like, okay, because I just so much happened this week where I was like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta. You know what? I'm gonna try
Wow.
something. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna go do something I enjoy. I'm gonna make a cup of coffee. Oh look, I just
There
bought
it
this
is.
Wacom. I can't say it. Wacom tablet, which I am loving. I'm gonna draw some pictures. Next thing you know,
Yeah.
I forgot I had to do this. Let me Google it real quick. Took me straight to a site where this dude just did it for free because he's sick of folks charging for it. And if you wanted to make a donation, you could. So I made a donation to him and was done in half an hour and enjoyed my day. Right.
Yeah.
I'm just
Scary,
like,
right?
okay, so this is like what you just said. If I just do what I'm supposed to do, it attracts all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So this thing, this interface is a magnet. As long as I'm not fiddling with it, you know. I'm starting to like if I
Yeah.
just calm down and let my mind just sit down somewhere, which because isn't that what meditation is? You find all this great stuff when you shut your mind up. All this stuff starts
Right.
gravitating to you. And here go this thing to me. If you focus in this area, you'll do even better things. You focus in that area, you might help some people. And my thing is just like servitude all over the place. It's like, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because here I am thinking I'm a sucker, you know. With this thing, like, nah, you just gonna give yourself away and be glad about it. I sure am.
And
Yep.
and the way they described it is like that's where your real reward comes from, because obviously they was pretty much telling me like in your last lifetime you was like, yeah, you was all about self, like you was
Yeah,
telling me to
that's what
come back
mine
to you.
said too. I
Yep.
was decadent.
You come back to give. Yeah, you coming back to give, to share with everybody, you know.
Yup. Yup.
And that's
Which
what, when I got on the I have to tell you real fast, when I got on the radio, I was so nervous, right? And I talked to people like we could talk right here if I, you all know how loquacious I can be. But when I got online,
look gracious.
I'm tripping over words. Hey, Sharush, I'm tripping over, and I'm repeating myself all over again, right? And so I got like these. I figured out I was supposed to go on at 2:10 Eastern time. I recognized that I'm supposed to be really ready here at 1:10. So at 1 o'clock, I recognized. Wait a minute, I'm supposed to be on in 10 minutes. For some reason, the whole day I was thinking 2 o'clock too. So I got like these notes scattered on this page, and I finished the page. I'm supposed to stay on an hour. I finished the whole page in like 15, 20 minutes. And I was like, oh man. And I sat back, I was at the park. I sat back in my seat in my truck and I closed my eyes and it just flowed out of me like I had been doing it forever. And the producer was like, I could tell whatever you describing right now, when you got there, it was the same thing you just talked about, Zara. Like when I sat back and said, hey, take that off your back and just let it be.
Right.
Just walk in it. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to do too much. You know what I'm saying? Just let it flow. It's a natural. I sit on the
Right.
water all the time and watch the water. It has a natural flow. Be like the water. But if Bruce Lee, be water, my friend. That's what Bruce
Right.
Lee said. Like, you know what I'm saying? Be changeable. Just let it flow. Just scared. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to
I
do
think
that.
our
I'm gonna
job is
try.
to just be impressed. Like, wow,
Yeah,
wow, look what God
Hmm.
can do.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Because I
Yeah.
mean, I look at the bird. I tell my children, I look at the birds and the God. Allah provides for the birds and the bees. Why not me?
right.
Not saying He's not. I'm just saying that's why you shouldn't worry about it.
It's hard,
Right?
man. It's hard, man. It's
But we've
hard,
been
man.
programmed for that by people. I mean, think
Yeah,
about. Let's go into the history, right? When when our land was invaded, they had to trade because obviously we weren't dealing with money like that, right? Dollars and coins and
hmm
all that stuff. Why?
hmm
Right? Listening to my mother tell me stories about when she grew up, she can't stand like berries and she hates watermelon and all that stuff. And because and pears and anything like juicy stuff that grows off a tree, because she said it was just so much of it all over the place when she was growing up. They used to play throwing this
Wow.
stuff at each other because it was just growing everywhere. Because she grew up in Mississippi, it was just growing everywhere. Now,
Mm.
that's how you were living in Mississippi in the 50s and 60s. What did it look like prior to occupation? So I'm guessing we didn't have money like that. The only ones that probably had coinage were the ones dealing on the international level, which is why they had to trade. Who are we trading with? People who are coming from a place where you need money because you come from a wasteland. You come from somewhere that nobody else
Mm.
wanted to be. And that's why I want nobody else dealing
hmm
with y'all. Y'all had to ration everything, which is why
Right.
you needed money. And now look what you've done. I mean, they really are body snatchers and identity thieves. They
Yeah.
switch places with us. They for real
Yeah.
have. And look what they're doing with it. That's the part that's getting me, right? I watched this YouTube channel called Soft White Underbelly. And to listen to the stuff, it's like this is what they're Allah, do you hear this? This is what they're doing with the blessing you took from us and gave to them. What did we do that was
Yeah.
that bad? Like all these people are strung out on drugs and prostitutes, and it's like you listen to their stories and they come from places where this wasn't supposed to happen because of what they had. They had enough where they should have been, you know, you can go buy you a woman. You don't have to do this to your daughter, you know.
Right.
You
Indeed.
know.
Hmm.
And I'm like, what do we do? So, but that is hard part. My thing is, I'm going to adopt their attitude. One where, you know, I'm gonna be all right because of who I am. Isn't that how they act?
It is.
They don't, they
It
like, so
is.
what is it like being European? They can't compare it to anything because they're the norm. I'm going to reclaim that. I'm not going to adopt it. I'm claiming that because you're no one. You're absolutely no one. You know,
At all.
what little, because I mean, have you ever heard of an indigenous European in reference to them?
You are a
You're no one.
troglodyte. Niger is what
You
you
know,
are.
even now they said
Troglodyte.
cheddar man. They proved that it what they weren't there first, right? So you're
Mm-hmm.
the black man, and then you had a nationality. We were kind enough to give you this little spot over here. You had a nationality, and you threw it away, right? You threw it away to become Americans. So yeah, I'm gonna just take my stuff back, and I think I figured out how to get rid of them. I'm just gonna ignore them. For real thing. I for real think if we ignore them, they will just disappear. For real. It's like a
Right.
specter. You know what I mean? As long as we don't give them no attention, they will go away.
Right.
You know, it's like what's that movie? What was that movie with Jimmy Stewart? Um Wonderful Life. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings. Every
Yeah.
time a more proclaims, you know, another overdose.
Hmm.
I can't help but see the correlation.
Wow.
And they're doing it,
Then we
they're
got another.
doing it to themselves. So hey, I ain't
Right.
gotta feel bad about it. And you're doing to yourself what you did to other countries. I don't feel bad for you at all.
Right.
Not even other countries. You did it to us. Let me not forget that. Crack epidemic. You
Mm.
know. Thank you for that, by the way. So our people know what happens to the community when they get strung out.
Right.
So yeah. And it's so funny with the whole Viet thing, how that's even based in racism. How they were talking about it's not as many quote unquote minorities on strung out on this stuff as the Europeans because they wouldn't prescribe them to us because they thought we would turn around and sell them. Look what your hate did. Because
Right.
I remember I got my four wisdom teeth all out at once, right?
Mm.
And the doctor gave me two oxycontin and no refills.
Mm.
Now, how these people saying they got hooked on this? Oh, my doctor sent me home with a 3-month supply of 120 pills with option to
Mm.
refill. I was like,
Hmm.
wow, wow, for what? You know, I got a what do they say? A bunion removed. Okay, I have 4 teeth removed from the back of my head, but okay.
That's punishment right there. That's
Hey, they did it to
punishment.
themselves. Because I mean, look at the opium
Golly.
wars. Y'all just went around the world
Yeah.
just spice wars. That was drug wars. Give me a break. Let me play this bubble real quick. All right.
Peace. So I see the title. Are we talking about everything like in the spectrum of Moorish, or like is it a specific topic we're talking about, or because I had something I wanted to bring to the table and ask. Sorry about the car in the background. It's one of these guys that thinks he's Vin Diesel.
I was I was wondering for a minute, like, yo, what's that noise right there? Okay.
No, well, this week's topic is we were examining compatibility in human design, but hey, we did a astrology chart, so shoot, what you want to talk about? Why not?
Yeah, for real.
You know, if y'all game, you know, I got a few minutes, I think. But yeah,
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
you all right? Okay. Let me see.
I
There
guess
we
we
go.
gotta wait for him to come back up.
There we go.
All right.
All right. Okay, I got it in there. I invited them. Oh my goodness, I don't know how to use this. I invited them and it's beeping, so. Or you can leave a message and we can go in. But yeah, I added you to the show.
I
I
was
don't know
at
if
that
it's.
little faded little thing, like
Yeah, I see
you
him.
there, but you're
Yeah.
not really there yet. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. He's here in spirit.
Absolutely.
Hearing
Bless the
metaphysically.
brother though.
Okay, I
Yeah,
guess
we
that
can
ain't
be.
work.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess that ain't work. But yeah, we got yeah. So on that note, oh now Sarush come. I think this is a sign.
Right, Zara.
Both
You know what I'm
dropping off. We
saying?
better do something. We better get out of here before we
Right,
go to.
right,
Oh, there we
right,
go.
right.
Okay, we got another
I guess
message.
we can talk about. Okay, go ahead.
I wanted to ask something about health in the spectrum of Moors. I looked up like Moorish diets and stuff like that. I found one thing on this link. I think it's from the 13th Sun or something like that.
He's still around.
And he has like all of these foods from grains, veggies, fruits, and stuff that we should be eating. Now, of course, I know the number one thing is pork that we shouldn't be eating, but like, can you kind of put me on what we should like kind of be eating to fight disease and whatnot? Because I know Dr. Sebi and other people talk about eating light and biophotons, like live and raw foods and stuff like that.
Shoot, I think that's you, Sarush.
Respect. I mean, the, I think it's like more about what we shouldn't be eating than it is more about what we should be eating for real. Like we could
Okay.
cut way more things than we could pick up. You know. I mean, to be honest, like people don't really, the modality, the alkaline modality is real strict. They would say, but they say everything on there is not alkaline. It's like, nah, it's not. But that's the biggest signifier of where we at. I was just talking to somebody recently about the soil, the mineral content in the soil,
Right.
and how no matter what we eat and like how we grow it, even ourselves, even if we grow organic seeds and organic soil, like we always gonna have to feed the soil because there's so many different reasons, you
Right.
know, and it's just like a whole thing. So I think that's why you see a lot of people going towards the sea vegetables. I'm not going to talk about any one specifically because there's a lot of them, and a lot of them is good for us. Um, but like sea veggies are high in minerals that our body is made up of, and they could be that's something that you can add to your diet. But I mean, I would suggest take certain things away too. Even though you go to a Japanese restaurant, you could get sushi and a seaweed salad at the same time. So they still getting the raw fish or fish, eel, something like that with the seaweeds. Um,
Mm.
I just go for the anything that's vegan, but adding the seaweeds, the ocean veggies or whatever you want to call them, that's the wave. That's the wave. The sea
Mm.
veggies are good.
Aquaculture. What's up?
Hmm.
That might be fun. Uh-oh.
Hmm.
He makes it sound good, right? Sea
Yeah.
veggies.
The sea veggies.
Right? Hey, we gotta
He
trademark
make
that
it sound
ASAP.
smooth. The sea
I ain't lying.
veggies.
But
Tell my mom some sea veggies, man. You know what I'm saying? I need some of the sea
as
veggies.
far as what to eat, I'm trying to revert, I guess. Um, while I was in Nebraska, they made us study Native American culture as part of the curriculum. Everybody had to be familiar with it. And I got real cool with the teacher, the instructor, and went to office hour one day. He had all of these Native American cookbooks, right? This is back in the 90s before I realized I was a Moor, but I'm just like, it's really stuck out. I'm glad it did because um, the people who have been allowed to keep their indigenous status, they also kept their culture, which includes the indigenous foods of this land, which I'm guessing we can eat too, right? And
Absolutely.
the one I like are the three sisters. That's easy. You know, beans, um, corn, and squash. There are so many different kinds of beans. So many different kind of squash. I mean, pick your season, right? Winter squash, summer squash, and those are categories. Those aren't types of squash, right? And then the different kinds of corn. Not this sweet crap that the Europeans have developed, right? Um when I was in Georgia, I tried it out growing the three sisters, and I grew some black Mexican corn. Wow, this stuff was amazing. You could eat it straight off the cob. I'm just like, I feel like I'm just out here grazing. It was dope, right? So I'm just like, okay, what's indigenous here, right? Um, Not native, indigenous, right? And you can find that out by looking up books. Like my children have the book and like a card set of edible wild plants of North America. I think that's actually what the set is called. You know, so it's like a stack of cards they can keep on a key ring and carry around with them. And they go out foraging, you know. And yeah, there's a sister on TikTok doing that too. She's doing foraging. And which is it was part of our culture for a while, I guess, you know. And then we also I've started some trying to get some ideas like, okay, what do Moors eat, you know? So if you go on Facebook and Instagram, we have what Moors eat, our pages slash groups. And I'm always looking for contributions, you know. So I figured let's go back to what grows here. And we know what we like. That's what Moors eat, right? Find the right ingredients and make something you like. That's what Moors eat.
Indeed. And
So, yep. Okay, two messages.
I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you reading my chart.
It's
I
all.
agree.
Oh, that's what's up. My pleasure. I mean, shoot, we'll do your. Shoot, we still doing compatibility charts. I can look at y'all's next week. I have our information, and I got yours, Abir. So that's what's up. Um,
Yeah, they got Arami, Hajiki, Agar Agar, and stuff like that. I'm familiar, but they got like regular grocery stores over here, like of course Walmart, Target, Stop and Shop, and stuff like that. Um, but I find with some of the so-called good stuff, you got to read the labels too. I've been doing that for a little while because
yeah,
some of that will still have some artificial stuff in it, like they'll claim it's vegan or something like that, but you still got to look because some of this stuff will have food coloring like red 40 and stuff, and we know red 40 and yellow lake and all that stuff and the blue stuff can cause cancer. So yeah, I think it's just being conscious on the labels and stuff too. But do you have any places in mind to source this stuff?
yeah. As far as the access, that's why I was like, I mean, I've been reading labels my whole life. You know, born Muslim, got to look for pork and everything. And it's like, yeah, this whole vegetarian vegan thing was easy. But if you want to make it easy, you have to deal with whole foods, not the store, but whole foods, right? Um, Beans, lentils, right? Grains, stuff in its original form, nothing processed. Then you don't have anything to worry about, right? Um, I make my own seitan, and it's fire, right? Um, I make my own egg rolls. They're fire, right? I make my own what is that, refried beans. You're gonna have to do it yourself, right? And then like Sarush was saying, food is just garbage nowadays. So it's like even if you do eat whole food, you still gonna have to add something to it just because of how they killed the soil. I'll just say it like that. You know, I went to an agricultural high school, and that's what they said. All these chemicals have killed the soil. So I guess that's why they came back and got a bunch of black and Mexican people. Like, can you fix this? So yeah. which shoot, you talking about sourcing. Sarush has a couple of weeks ago, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, brought up about starting to prepare. It's taking advantage of the North Node moving into Taurus and starting to prepare, ourselves for this fall of Rome 2.0, right? And then we really do need to start like getting together to talk about that, just voice it out, put some power behind it. And I've actually started the ball rolling a couple of ways. One, we have a call to nation building sign up sheet on califamedia.com. Califamedia.com is right there on the front page. And you sign up, put your information in, and I update it every Sunday, and you can get on there and see all the other Moors that have signed up. I'm inviting people to do this while they still can, because in a minute it's going to be by invitation only. Because I got my good European education. I got an excellent European education, and I'm putting it to use for my people. And I'm not trying to hire outsiders to do stuff, but nor am I trying to invite people to the party after it's already started. So if you would like to get in on what we're building that I'm not going to expand on right here, please go to califamedia.com and sign up to the call to nation building list. Gentlemen. Oh, wait. Let me play these bubbles real quick. John.
Grand Rising, peace and love to the panel. How do y'all send your posts for free? And what is prepaid? Just the terminology I'm trying to understand. Peace and love to the panel. Peace.
Do y'all know what he's talking about?
Respectfully, no, I haven't. I don't have a clue. Respectfully, no, I don't
Just
really.
say peace.
Prepaid?
Goody.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
I don't
know.
have prepaid stuff. But you got me thinking about it now.
Have a nice night,
Prepaid.
though.
Zahra, go ahead and do your thing. Yeah, go ahead
Oh,
and do
okay.
your thing.
All right, see. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's how you can tell when it's time to go, because all these interesting people start
Man.
floating in. All right. Thank you for joining us on Talk to Me Moorish. Oh, Talk Moorish to Me. This has been Sister Zahra Bay, Brother Abir Chanan L, and Brother Sarush L. You can contact us by going to califamedia.com, 43rdbooks.com, that's 43rdbooks.com, or madebysarush.com. Have a safe and prosperous week, and we will see you at the next chat, number 14. And I guess we'll figure out what that's going to be next, before next week.
Yeah, we'll be talking on Telegram all week.
Yes, join us on Telegram. Talk more to me on
Absolutely.
Telegram. All right, that was good.
Love to y'all families, yo.
Yo, you too. Y'all take it easy.
Yeah. All
Peace.
right.
All right.
Peace.
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 Peace.